Welcome back to Ferris Tutorials. In today's episode, we'll be looking at fat-soluble vitamins. We'll be exploring the classification of vitamins, also the scientific names, sources, functions, and deficiencies of these vitamins. Stay tuned. Content 6, vitamins, and today we're exploring the fat-soluble vitamins. Now let's take a look at our focus points. We'll be looking at some vitamin facts, some classification of vitamins, and different types of fat-soluble vitamins, their chemical name, functions, sources, and deficiencies. Now let's take a look at the learning targets. By the end of the session, you should be able to discuss the classification, food sources, deficiencies, and functions of fat-soluble vitamins in the diet. Now, let us look at some vitamin facts. Vitamins are essential organic nutrients required in small amounts. That makes them what? A macronutrient. Very good. They are required for growth, maintenance, reproduction, and lactation. They cannot be synthesized by the body. It must be obtained by outside sources like diet and sunlight, right? So vitamins cannot be synthesized by the body, which simply means that we have to get them from outside sources because our body cannot make them, right? And they're very much required for growth, maintenance, reproduction, and lactation. And these nutrients are also what? Essential organic nutrients. And they're classified as essential because our body can't make them, but our body needs them for growth, maintenance, and development. All right. Now, let us look at the classification of vitamins. Vitamins are classified as either fat-soluble, meaning that these particular vitamins dissolve in fats, and they are A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K, or for short, we can say ADEK, right? Or water-soluble vitamins, which are the vitamin B complex, or the vitamin group, and vitamin C. Good. Now, as a reminder, the water-soluble vitamins are dissolvable in water, while the fat-soluble vitamins are dissolvable in fats. Water-soluble vitamins are the vitamin B complex group and vitamin C, whereas the fat-soluble vitamins are ADEK, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. Very important to remember, the water-soluble vitamins are soluble or dissolvable in water, or we may say liquids, right? Therefore, your body will need a continuous supply and steady daily intake from the foods you eat, or you may have to take vitamin supplements to help boost the system. All right. Now remember that when we excrete through urine, we lose some form of vitamin C. So it is very important for us to have continuous, some of the water-soluble vitamins. So it's very important for us to have a continuous supply. Now, on the other hand, the fat-soluble vitamins are dissolvable in lipids. And lipids is another name for fats, right? Now, these vitamins are stored in the body tissues and tend to remain there. So, on the contrast, you have the water-soluble vitamins that is not stored in our body, right? It's secreted with whatever waste our body expel. But the fat-soluble vitamins are stored in body tissues and they remain there. They tend to remain there. Therefore, over time, one can develop a potentially dangerous condition called hypervitaminosis. Okay? All right, guys. Now we're going to look at the different types of fat-soluble vitamins. They are A, D, E. Let's go back again. The fat-soluble vitamins are vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K. Now we're kicking things off with vitamin A, and we're also looking at their scientific names. So the scientific name for vitamin A is retinol. Good. Now let's look at the functions. Retinol aids in development of healthy skin and nerve tissue. It aids in building up resistance to infection, functions in eyesight and bone formation. Now, a deficiency, if those are the functions, you are able to tell what the deficiencies are, right? Let's look at the deficiency signs. So the first one we have here is retarded growth in young children. So these children have stunt growth. They're not tall as they should. They're not thriving as they should. They're not tall as they should because they're lacking a very essential nutrient, vitamin A, right? Now, guys, there's also the development of a peculiar condition around the eyes known as xerophthalmia, right? Now, night blindness and reproductive disorder. Good. Now, let us look at the deficiency. Now, the retina, you notice that the scientific name is retinol, right? Coming from the word retina from the eye. All right, let us see the link here. Now, the retina ceases to make visual purple, and vision in dim light is impaired, leading to night blindness. Now, severe cases may cause total blindness, and this condition is called keratomalacia. Major deficiency there in vitamin A or retinol in the diet or in the body will cause night blindness, and in severe cases we speak of what? Total blindness. All right, now let us look at some of the sources. So foods rich in vitamin A are only animal products include liver, eggs, milk, butter, and cheese, right? And as it relates to the plant sources, we speak of the pigment carotenoid, and those are the orange yellow fruits and vegetables such as the cantaloupes, the carrots, the sweet potatoes, winter squash, and also leafy green vegetables such as spinach or broccoli. All right, now our next vitamin, so we've looked at vitamin A. Remember, we're spelling a deck. So we have looked at vitamin A. Next up is vitamin D. Now the scientific name for vitamin D is cholecalciferol, right? Now it is essential for building and maintaining bones and teeth. Responsible for absorption and utilization of calcium and phosphorus to produce normal healthy bones. So we have vitamin D, calcium, and phosphorus working together to produce healthy bones. All right. Now, other health benefits of cholecalciferol or vitamin D include a boost in the immune system, and it may also help to decrease certain types of cancers. All right. Now, let us look at the deficiency. So as you can see here, we're seeing some images with some bone disorders, right? Now at the top picture there, you can see the normal bone matrix versus a bone matrix of someone who have what? Osteoporosis. Good? Or so you notice that what is happening there is that the bone becomes weak and porous, and the holes become wider. So persons will easily get fracture or develop conditions, as this condition that is shown is osteoporosis or osteomalacia, right? That affect adults or rickets in children. Good. Now, it may lead to rickets in children or osteomalacia and or osteoporosis in adults and the elderly. Good. Now, deficiency signs include retarded growth, rickets, lameness, and also osteoporosis. Alright, now sources of vitamin D or cholecalciferol includes sun exposure for 10 to 15 minutes a day. Now, we're not speaking of the blazing hot sun, but that warm sun that you may find in the morning, or that late evening sun that is not as hot as the midday sun, right? Now, food sources are fortified milk and cereals. So milk and cereals that are fortified with the nutrient vitamin D, tuna, salmon, and also egg yolks are example of food items that are rich in vitamin D. You also have margarine or butter there that is also fortified with vitamin D. Now, our next vitamin, fat-soluble vitamin, is vitamin E. And the scientific name for vitamin E is tocopherol, right? Now, the functions of tocopherol are, it is needed for normal reproduction. And also, it is very important to red blood cells, muscles, and other tissues. Now, deficiency signs may include poor growth in children, muscular dystrophy, and this affects the nerves and the muscles. Good. So you may notice that most of these vitamins are associated, if they are deficient in the body or in the diet, they are associated with poor growth in children. Good. All right, now sources of tocopherol. So we have vegetable oils, salad dressings, whole grain cereals, green leafy vegetables, nuts, seeds, peanut butter, and also the wheat germ. Right. Now, our final fat-soluble vitamin is vitamin K. And the scientific name for vitamin K is phylloquinone, right? Now, functions of phylloquinone are, it is necessary for the maintenance of normal blood coagulation, right? Likewise with calcium, vitamin K also help with blood coagulation, and when we speak of coagulation, we speak of like blood clotting, right? So very important. So if someone gets an injury, right, they will not bleed excessively, because the blood will clot and then the bleeding will eventually stop. All right. It also has a role for bone health. Now guys, the deficiency of vitamin K or phylloquinone include blood loses its power to clot, or the time needed for clotting is longer, and serious hemorrhages can result from slight wounds or bruises. So person may get a slight cut or a slight little bruise, and there is an excess of blood just coming because what? The body is lacking in vitamin K, which helps the blood to clot, right? All right, now let us look at some of the sources of phylloquinone. So food sources of vitamin K or phylloquinone include cabbage, cauliflower, spinach, other green leafy vegetables, as well as cereals, and also ripe bananas. Now that we're at the end, it's time for you to complete this table, right? Now you're going to put the types of fat-soluble vitamins with their scientific names, food sources, functions, and also their deficiencies. Good? You're awesome. You've made it to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share with persons who you know will find this information useful. Thank you for making it Fair's Tutorials.